Hey, welcome to another episode. Music tips and reviews with JG. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Uh, Appreciate y'all for watching. And so, me and my wife, we had a little conversation in the car about music. I saw this video because my wife brought it up today. Cause she loved Coco Jones as well, her music. She been a fan of Coco Jones since she was on the show Let It Shine back on Disney and stuff like that. And so Coco Jones, she has had a long career, even though she's still young. She's had a long career already, not only singing, but as well as performing, as acting, as an actress. She was on a lot of TV shows. She was on Bel Air. Y'all know she was on Bel Air, and she's been on a lot of shows, especially Disney and stuff like that. And a few years ago, she really started being serious with singing, performing, being an artist, recording artist. And she has received accolades, as far as Grammys, for her song I See You. I believe R&B performance. I think she got a Grammy for I See You. And so she's still in this moment where she's really trying to figure out which direction she's going to go as far as her artistry, as far as her music. I should say as far as the sonics of her songs as well. Which direction she should go. And I believe a lot of artists these days in the industry are going through the same thing. I think she's not the only one. I believe like Chloe Bailey and Halle Bailey, I believe they're going through the same thing, trying to deal with the right people, the right label, the right management. It can be kind of tricky. And so I want to react to this video because I believe Coco Jones is a very talented artist. And we're gonna check out this video. I ain't gonna waste no time, but I want to react to this video because I thought it was very something we should watch.
Okay, so right now I'm on the way to the studio to, I guess, kind of have like a meeting, reconvene, play some things that are supposed to come out, play some things that could be on the album, and really just try to get a sense of unity and direction. I feel like for me,
and I think she's trying to go in a good direction. I feel like a lot of artists, especially starting in the game, they don't have control over, the direction of their projects. I think about when Toni Braxton, even though, Toni Braxton's first albums was a success, she really didn't have a say in the songs because she was signed to L.A. Reid and Babyface. But Babyface and L.A. Reid, and Daryl Simmons, they was already huge in the game. So she started off with them and they produced the whole album.
I never came into this game knowing exactly like what I do. Like, I knew I could sing my ass off, like that was pretty clear, and that was kind of like the only consistent, but like I didn't really have like a thing. I don't think I really had like a thing. Personality, sure. Like,
Yeah, and I understand that. As far as uh, artistry, I feel like, yeah, Coco when she first came in, to be serious about this recording artist thing, I don't think she had a clear direction of what type of style music that she wanted to do. You know, I believe she didn't have a clear direction as far as that is concerned, and so that can be an issue. You know, when you first come in the game, I think somebody should have sat down with her and said, what direction as far as music do you want to go? What is your vision as an artist?
relatable, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I think that is biting me in the ass right now. Like, with this album, um, I feel like the reception that I'm getting out in the world is like confusion. Obviously, I get that because in the inner world, it's confusion. Not specifically about like what I stand for, what I'm trying to talk about, things of that nature, but really more like,
And that can happen, if you're dealing with a label. A label itself sometimes doesn't know what direction they want to go with their artists. And so I feel like, sometimes the artists have to put it in their own hands on what direction they should go, you know. And I feel like today, especially today, with social media, it's all about analytics. And I'm gonna talk about this later in the video about social media influence. How that influences artistry these days. So
how does it sound? How is it supposed to sound? What is the sound? That's the question. There is no answer right now, and hopefully by the end of this meeting, there is an answer. It's gonna be Tunji, who's the CEO of my label, J Dot, who is the CEO of his label.
And I believe she signed to Def Jam, if I'm not mistaken. She signed to Def Jam, and Def Jam is, to me, is a hip hop based or rap based record label. And so I feel like it's very difficult. I believe Money Long is signed to Def Jam too. I think it's very difficult for R&B artists to really succeed at Def Jam. To me, that's just my opinion.
I'm on a joint venture, and my manager, I think that's everybody who's coming, who's going to be in the meeting. I got to make sure. But anyway, I'm so drained. Actually, I'm so drained of this process of like trying to figure this shit out, because I just feel like the thing with me is like, dang, she's almost there. It's like almost clicking. Like, what the hell is the almost? And why is there always an almost? How long is there going to be the almost? So
There's sometimes artists is always just looking at the inside, like the inside group of people, the circle they're with, and they don't really look at the fans and see how many fans they actually have. If she look at her fan base, if she look at in touch with social media, she would obviously see that she has a lot of fans rooting for her. Uh, you know, she have a lot of fans rooting for her. So
I want to be very transparent with where I'm at in this process, and I feel like, I want to get more guidance. There's just no guidance up in here. Like, no through line right now. There needs to be a through line, and hopefully we get that at this meeting slash playback slash powwow slash, what's it called, where you're like, all right, we're at the final hour of all of this, because I think that's how I feel. I feel like we're at the final hour of all of this almost shit. It either has to click or it's going to be over.
And I'm thinking about like other people's albums. Sometimes they don't get done with the final process of an album until the last hour. Before these albums has to be shipped and packaged and put into stores. It's a tedious process. I've been on albums where you think you finished, but somebody wants this changed in the music, or they want this lyric to be changed, or they want the music to change, or the mix, or the mastering. And so it's a tedious process, in between creation and distribution.
And like, I'll always be like, damn, what could have been? That ain't it. I don't know what the word is for that, but urgent.
Yeah.
We promise a tenfold refund if it doesn't work. Traditional dentures can cause jawbone loss and alter your facial contours over time, but these dentures completely avoid these problems. They fit in 1 second and are suitable.
Hey guys.
Hello.
How you doing? What's up, man? How you doing?
Good to see you.
I feel like obviously people want me to win. I hear that a lot. I mean, I don't be on the internet because I'm like, ooh, too much.
Yeah, she need to start getting on the internet. She'll see. Cause I feel like it leads to depression when she don't know what people think about her. You know.
But when it does come to me, I hear that a lot. Damn, want her to win. Obviously, believe that I deserve it. Talented, but I feel like the thing that is kind of when it does get to me, it's like disjointed. Like she just like missing the brand fully, missing the mark, almost there, you know, type of thing. So when I got on the call with you guys about Body So T, it was really triggered by.
And if y'all haven't heard the song she did, Body So T, check it out. Pretty good record.
That when I let myself get on the internet and I saw like what people were saying about Lover Girl, like it's cute, but I don't feel like people are like, that is it. She has found it. And it's like, how much longer will I not know what it is? You know what I'm saying? Like I've been doing this shit since I was 10. You know what I'm saying?
And I believe that's what happened to even Pink. You know, when she first started, people, you know, they put her in this R&B box, and that wasn't her style. You know, and so when it got to her second album, she really did what she wanted to do, and you see how her album blossomed.
And I don't know. I think that what I'm hoping to happen by the end of this is, one, people can kind of understand more of what's happening, you know? Like what really pivoted my trajectory before I got signed, before Bel Air, I told them what happened, what's been happening.
Yeah.
I think that helped. I think that helps to figure it out, you know? And maybe part of it, my thing is letting people in. If that's part of my thing, then I stopped doing that for real. You know, like once I got signed.
I feel like it should be a limit, you know, as far as letting people in, especially your fans, letting them in as far as the process of your music and stuff like that. I feel like the mystery of creating records is long gone because of social media. You know, everybody want to know everything about the artist, and you know, there's no mystery like it used to be. And it's okay that she doesn't want people always in her. I would say in her business or in her process of doing things, because it can block her creativity. You know, by other people's opinions of her. And so, yeah, I feel like. Um, yes, you know, you want to be in touch with your fans, but at the same time, you do want that privacy. You know, you want that privacy as far as being an artist or a celebrity in general. You know.
And once I was on a show, I was just working and doing it, you know? So I don't know, like, I think right now, people are like, what's happening in there?
Yeah, I think there's two sides to it. I think just pulling back the curtain and showing some of the process and letting them inside your world. But then there's also showing them how you're planning and the intention behind why you're picking certain songs or why you wrote this and why it's like, it's all about.
You know, I hear what he's saying, but I don't think that's necessarily that something that needs to happen. You know, if you think about, the '90s and early 2000s, you know, artists didn't necessarily have to tell their fans or talk to their fans about why they wrote a certain song. You know, they would listen to the record. You know, they would listen to the song, and they'll get what the song what it's about. You know, And I believe that goes a lot with songwriting these days. You know, it's not personal, and therefore, there's no emotion in the music. You know, and so when we think about Confessions, we think about Usher Confessions. People thought it was about Usher, but it was actually about JD. So you don't really have to be personal. I think it's all about pushing the records. It's about pushing those songs out in certain ways.
Context. Like if it's just, hey, pick a song, I like these songs, or if it's like, hey, I wrote this song from this perspective, and you're pulling the actual curtain back into your creative process and who you are as an artist, that to me is more important. But that's content. I think with Lover Girl, that's just like we got.
But him as manager in this day and time, he's thinking about the way management should be pushing their artists these days, as far as social media, as far as analytics. I think he's saying this from that standpoint. But I still feel like the music should speak for itself. I feel like you still should have a bit of mystery. You look at Beyonce. She's not on social media all the time talking about her song. She just pops up and releases a song to the world, and people gravitate to it because of the mystery. You know, and Beyonce, she don't have to go on social media and I know people may say, "Oh, that's Beyonce," but Beyonce been doing that since the beginning. She just come out with what she feels she want to push out to the world as far as music and content, and that's what she does. So I believe this manager, whoever this is, I think they are talking from a current, the current climate of the music industry. How people have to constantly put out content on social media, and I believe that's why he's talking from that angle.
This like amazing video, amazing photos, but what's missing is why you wrote it, what it's about, how it aligns in your life. That those pieces of content I haven't seen. And I feel like that's what's been missing, and we've had that from the first project.
Yeah, you don't really
This
have
professional 32 terabytes SSD.
you don't really
capable-
have to. I feel like you really don't have to talk about those things as far as
Retailer.
why you wrote
Even
the
if
song.
you were willing to drop
So
I mean, obviously, I didn't write it fully, so it's not all the way me. Like, I should have thought about, okay, well, this is all that I've put out. Where am I going next? What are these other songs that have come straight from me? What are they like, tempo-wise, and what are they talking about? And then, how does this make sense in that body of work? Okay, maybe it's a little.
and I believe tempo is very important, but I think sonics is way more important as well. I feel like cohesiveness. I can't even talk. Cohesiveness is missing in today's music industry as far as putting albums together. I feel like artists just put songs on albums. They don't care what order it's in. They just put songs they worked on and they just push it out because of the streaming services. They don't care about cohesiveness. They care about how many streams they get. They don't care about an album. It's more single driven in this climate of the music industry these days. And so yeah.
Too fast.
Well, I think there was other conversations around that. It's like there's a lot of conversations going on around and about your love life, whereas like it was kind of a soundtrack to what was going on.
And congratulations to Coco Jones. She just recently got married, so congratulations to her.
You being your Lover Girl era, and it was at the time the best song that represented that. Right now, since then you've cut more records, but again, this is all about a rollout. There's going to be
appreciate
different
y'all for
songs
watching.
that happen and occur.
So let me ask this. How does Body So T fit into that story in a non-confusing way to the audience? Like, all they've seen right now is Love a Girl, and I'm going up, going faster than I've ever went.
Here's a better question. Why did you write Body So T?
Well, I didn't write the whole song
I'm saying, but why did you record it?
because I thought it was cute.
Going through the lyrics of
And I believe Body So T could be a viral song if the label push it and she has more social media presence, as far as maybe create a dance to Body So T. You know, you think about Chris Brown with It Depends. You know, he created a whole dance routine around that song, and so he's really taking advantage of social media in order to push the song. You know, and I believe she has to she has to think like that. You know, think like a machine. You know, a content machine. You know, you really have to push your song. You know, you really have to promote your song yourself, because the labels these days is not really going to push it. And so yeah.
Body So T, like there's a lot of empowering things you say.
True.
So why did you say those things in the song?
Well, because
And it's a very empowering song. My wife, she was talking about Body So T, and you know, it really inspires her to go and work out and really be you know, look in the mirror and be proud of how she looked. And it does have a positive impression on especially African American females, you know, African American women, uh, with this song Body So T. And I believe it could be a viral song, you know, like a woman empowerment type song, you know.
felt like the hook was kind of surface level. And then I felt like I needed to counter that with like, I'm not really just sitting here talking about my waistline. Like, y'all know I'm way more deep than that.
Right.
110%. I think the reason why that song works too is it's and why it fits the theme is because it's
And I think Body So T can take her to another level if they push the song. You know, it's all about the executives and the record label pushing her song. You know, I remember back in the day, they had street teams, they had posters they put everywhere to promote what album is coming out. But I think these days they don't really do that. And so the artists themselves, you know, they get all this advance, they get all this and that, but the label's really not doing anything because they feel like, oh, streaming services, all this stuff on digital platforms can push out the album, you know. And I still believe in physically going out and promote your album, you know. And so yeah.
about loving yourself, which is part of being able to be in love. You know what I mean?
You have to love yourself.
You can't love yourself.
Yeah, and I think that song is just it's like an affirmation. It's like the verses, but the hook is like a sneaky. It's like a Trojan horse. Like you think it's just a simple bop, but you're actually talking real affirmations, real empowerment stuff on the verses, and which is you. And first of all, the fact that it even has a bridge. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't want to keep that damn bridge. That was Target. I understand.
Yeah, I love the bridge on the song. I love that it's a simplistic song, but it has the traditional format as far as the structure of the song.
What you guys are saying. Like, okay, it's like this aspirational girl. Love yourself. You get there. You love yourself. You love the people, and you know,
And when you say it
rooting
like
for that.
you know, it's like when you start saying it in that tone is why I'm being serious. I'm being emotional. I'm telling you how I feel about the
I'm
music.
relating what
And
you're
you just
saying.
turning it into a cartoon.
I'm saying, what? Aspirational.
So why does she do that? Like, every time it's like, yo.
Please go tell them. When you
I'm
please tell
sorry,
them.
yeah,
It is. I'm
yeah.
sitting by the damn engine right here.
It's cooking. It's still cooking.
And again, appreciate y'all for watching.
Wasn't try. I'm saying aspirational is in like, okay, this is one of the themes. It's aspirational girl next door. Aspiration. It's not the toxic girl next door. It's the girl who's done the work on herself, and she's inspiring you to do the work on yourself too. Maybe it just feels like it's been so fast that I got a little like, do people even get this? Are they getting it? Or are they like, damn, you were so ICU girl. You're supposed to sing. What are you doing right now? What is she?
And the thing about the ICU song, even though it's a great song, I believe, you know, that's not the artist she really is, you know, as far as the rest of her catalog. It's totally different from ICU. You think about Cisco when he first came out with the Thong song. The Thong song is totally different from, you know, the rest of his catalog, but people know Cisco for the Thong song. And so that can be a tricky thing as far as an artist, you know, as far as the song that they select as singles or smashes in this sense. And so yeah, I believe it can be a gift and a curse as far as a certain song that labels push out. You know, even though it's a smash, even though it's a good song, it may not genuinely reflect the artistry of a recording artist. You know.
Doing dancing. What's with all this tempo?
You were singing your ass off on that song too.
Yeah, Love a Girl to Run is what people are talking about at the end. And on Body So T, the bridge, you're singing.
True.
And that's why I say it's not me.
And I can say on her pop songs and stuff like that, her crossover songs, uh, she does really do still sing. You know, she be singing on those songs. She still show her vocal abilities.
What is your objective? Because everyone here thinks you're a global superstar.
Yeah.
And that does not mean I sing R&B songs and play to the cookout. That means I play to arenas and stadiums.
Well,
That's just what it means. But you will get resistance, Coco. You will get people saying, that's not our girl. You will get people saying, that's not what I want to hear. You have an incredible voice. People want to hear you.
And he's right. You know, it's going to be a lot of people that don't like her. You know, that's people personal preference if they don't like the way she sings or they don't like the way she look. But she has to look past that and look at the people who really loves her. And as far as he's talking about music for stadiums and stuff like that, I believe she has those songs. But again, it goes to how they push it. You know, the rollout. You know, even with artists like Chloe Bailey, her rollouts is weak. You know, the rollouts is not really pushing out the greatness that she has, or both of these artists, Chloe and Coco Jones. You know, it's not really pushing out what they really are capable of. You know, as far as the success. You know,
You sing. You're beautiful. People want to see you do your thing. I want to see that too, but I also want to see the other sides of Coco.
I feel like I don't think that the whole album is so far away from like what the type of time I've been on. And obviously my goal is to grow. Like my goal is to expand. I want to do bigger venues. I want more people to know who I am. I want people to like.
and I believe she can. You know, I think it start off with her getting to be a headline at bigger artist tours. You know, go on tour with Chris Brown, go on tour with Mary J. Blige or somebody. You know, to really get her face out there and say, oh, she's not a man. She's not a starter of the show. I forgot what you call it. The person that starts the show. But start being the person that starts the show, and see how how many fans she really does have, out here.
Me more than just because I'm funny and I can sing. I want them to respect the songs and I want them to carry weight. I also want them to be like, I want them to be trendy with the youth. Like I want them to.
And I believe what she's talking about. I believe that Jamie Foxx really did it well when he came out with Unpredictable, going on songs with Kanye West. It really pushed him out there because he started off as an actor and a comedian, and trying to cross over to being a recording artist, it was kind of difficult. And it was good the way he kind of segued into, to being a recording artist. Of course, he had an album back in the 90s, but it wasn't like a huge success. But it's good the way Jamie Foxx kind of went into being a recording artist, and he was successful. They picked the good singles, they picked the songs that was very catchy, so yeah.
Not go viral, but I want them to be cool. Like I want them to be cool with my peers.
And the thing is, she does have cool songs. She has good songs, but it's not pushed the way it should be pushed,
I guess like.
Has anyone actually made it to level 4 before? If you're slight.
And as this commercial is going, I think a lot of artists in this climate deals with that. They deal with that type of frustration.
I don't feel like all of like R&B always goes that way. Like if that's how it was, then we wouldn't even be having this conversation. It's like, it's how do you get over there? Because doing just traditional R&B, I don't think always goes over there. Like, I don't think it's always the top trending sounds on. It's not like.
And if you think about like traditional R&B, you know, it can be tricky these days. You know, they wanna stick traditional R&B in this urban type of category, and don't really get to push as far as, you know, against mainstream pop, you know, things of that nature. So it can be a struggle, but I think she should stay in this mid tempo, like Body So T vibes for a little while. You know, stay on a certain sound for a certain time, and then switch over. You know, and I feel like this lane she going in now, she can really gain a lot of fans. You know, like I said, she just got to have the backing of a engine behind her, a machine behind her, you know, sort of like Taylor Swift, you know, things that, you know, like artists like that.
It's not always over there, you know, like I think that's where I get kind of like hungry for more. And that means that I do want to push the narrative. Like, I do want to get over there. I want to get over there. And maybe it's just like Courtney, you're not going to feel comfortable. It's just going to be like, sorry, your new thing is you piss some people off. It's like feels like I'm doing Taste back to back to back. It's not that I don't love Taste. I do. I'm just like, whoo.
Here's the thing. I feel like people aren't going to love every song down to the ground. Mm-hmm. And that's okay.
And Taste was a great song. And I think it goes in the same lane as Body So T. But you know, like he said, everybody's not gonna like every song. You know?
Okay. But it's important that you show all the different aspects of who you are. Mm-hmm. Whether people fuck with it or not.
Y'all are all aligned on that? That's how everybody feels? Like that I'm not veering away from what people came here and bought into. I see you, they bought into. She's the singer.
But like they say in business, the customer's always right because they're the ones that's buying your product. Of course, you know, like you said, you know, be yourself, but you got to cater to your audience and you got to cater to what they really want to hear from you. You know, I think about Music Soul Child. He was trying to go to the hustle, but people want to hear him sing. You know, they don't want to hear Brandy rap. They want to hear her sing. And so sometimes that's the sacrifices that artists have to think about as far as the music they put out, because you know, what if Brandy completely goes to rapping? What if Tyrese, you know, y'all saw how Tyrese album went as far as rapping. It didn't go well because people love Tyrese for his singing abilities, his singing, his ballads. And so that's the thing, you know, you artists out there have to consider. If you want to be successful in this industry, you have to stick to what people love about you. You know, so yeah.
She's the one who sings of all of us. You sing. And now I'm like, like, everyone's aligned that that's okay. That's not too far.
I think you found a great balance on that record to where the people want to.
Yeah, I agree. She found a great balance on Body So T. It's like mainstream, but at the same time it's urban. So yeah.
Hear you sing by the end of that song, on the bridge and all the way out. We can listen to it. Verses too. Yeah, and the verses too. Yeah. Put it all in the past tense, letting go of the things I should lose.
I think Body So T is a great song. If they really push it, it can be a huge song. It can even be a viral song. It can be a song they can put in commercials. I remember an interview I heard from Matthew Knowles, the father of Beyonce. He was talking about how, you know, they did all these empowerment songs like Independent Woman. It was a purpose behind that because they could put those songs in commercials, and they were in, you know, CoverGirl. I believe it was CoverGirl at one of those makeup lines. You know, they was on a commercial pushing their songs because their songs catered to that product. And so I believe Body So T can be in a lot of different commercials as well. And I see a lot of people already putting it on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. And so when you pushing songs as artists, as executives, you have to push the song to go in different lanes. You know, especially in this climate where streaming, you don't get a lot of you don't get a lot of money from streaming, and so you have to make sure your song is very marketable, not only for streaming platforms but for radios, for commercials. So you got to think about those same things when you pushing songs, that it reflects who you are, but at the same time it's very marketable. And I believe Body So T is that song. That song that could really push her or catapult her career.
Jada, why are you looking at me
What are we
like
talking
that,
about here? Come on.
All right, Body So T, dope song, dope song, dope song. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. That video. Leave me your comments, what you thought about, what they talked about in this video. Like I said, it's a lot to consider being an artist in this industry. You want to do what you love, but at the same time, you got to do what's marketable. Well, will keep you afloat as far as the industry. And so, leave your comments what you thought about this video, about and what you think about Body So T. Is this a good direction for Coco? I believe it is. I think it's very promotional as far as the song is concerned. It can go a lot of places. And so, yeah. I believe Coco is going in the right direction as far as her music. Hopefully she see this video as well, that people are rooting for her and want to see her succeed. Yeah, I write for artists as well, and I think about the direction they could go. When they send me beats or they want me to work on music, I think about the direction that they should go as far as their music to be marketable. And so, that's things to consider. If you want to be an artist, what audience do you want to appeal to? What age range? What type of demographic you want to appeal to when you become an artist, a producer, or anything, any aspect of the music industry. And so again, appreciate y'all for watching. Leave a comment what y'all thought about this video and about the discussion they had in this video. And so shout out to Coco Jones and her whole team, and hopefully they really push her more. I feel bad that they're not pushing her like they should as far as her recording artist career is concerned. And so again, appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time, all right, peace.